Damn, we got no headphones today, man. How am I gonna get through it?
What type of Flycast is this gonna be? Like, is it gonna be a therapy one or just a chill?
Probably,
Shit,
man. You know how
it's
it goes
fucking Nick. You know
down
how it
over here.
goes.
Like,
Everything's-
Let's make sure we make this about me.
Yeah, we probably will, man.
All right,
We'll probably gear the conversation towards like you
and like what I
and
go
like
through and what I want to
you're
talk
going
about
through,
and what I
how hard life is for you.
me.
Right.
and what they don't understand.
They don't
me.
understand what life is like for you.
me.
Yeah, because it's tough.
Welcome back to another episode of the Flycast. Episode
146.
Who gives a fuck?
fuck?
Episode 146, though, man. We're getting up there. Got a special guest today. The man, the myth, the legend, my
Yeah.
co-host on some gang shit, man. We got APG, the BTH Watch Party co-host.
Thank you.
Where you? I feel like you're in a. I can tell you're in like whenever we do the watch party intros. Like you have your thing where you like go like this and then you like clap a little bit. Like he's doing the
My emotes.
yeah, your emotes.
I default emotes. I have to.
He's doing the same thing. We got APG here today. Me and APG been. It's like it's almost. First off, we've known each other for. First off, if you don't know, APG, former OpTic member, won a World's Championship. The World Championship player for OpTic, got us that first ring in Halo Infinite. He avid marijuana smoker. Trying to think of other stuff. Halo streamer.
Thank God you got a ring, man. Do you ever think about it like that?
Yeah. Because if I was playing for 18 years and didn't have that, or if I was playing
Right.
for this long and didn't have anything to show for it besides designer clothes, it would just be a waste of a career. No, like that's the truth. Like I realized that like a little bit down the line, it's like, yo, I'm fly. Everybody knows I'm fly, but like I want to make sure I got the accolades to back it up. Like I can't talk about me. Like I can't talk about me smoking as much as I do smoke without getting wins, you know what I'm saying? Or else people are gonna be like, oh, you be smoking, that's why you lose, all that stuff. But no, I did think about that. That's a good point. It's a really good point.
There's just people in COD that like are OGs and they just never got the ring. Like
I'm glad I got mine.
Yeah. It's like the highest like thing.
If
that
I
you can
didn't
get.
have that, I'd have. What would I even talk about?
The one win you got was the national championship. That's fucking insane. That also never happens.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good though. On 09.
Oh yeah. On instead of people saying like "on my mama," we say "on 09."
Oh no, no.
On 09.
That's
on 09, I
09.
swear to God, on 09, I knock his head off.
No, that's a good question. You started off good.
Yeah, that is bro. I think about that too. Like, thank God I got that win because I can like imagine if I would have got second that event, it wouldn't be mentioned. No one would give a fuck.
Oh,
I can't go
nah.
back and like talk about that event. There's like I don't know, just something special to it because it was special, to be honest. It almost felt like peak. This is me trying to hype up my win and that it mattered more than others. But it was like peak Halo 3. So different eras. Like I'm hitting my peak. T2 and Straight Rippin' are basically at seemingly their peak because they started winning events.
Yeah.
Like with Snipe Down and shit. Triggers Down is at their peak. Ogre 2 wasn't at his peak with as far as the team is concerned, but like he's hitting his peak as well because the following event he three-peat won a Worlds. So it was just like, I don't know, it was a good time to win a fucking event.
And you got to experience that like Cinderella story. Like,
Yeah.
that shit's great. That's what people
we went
dream about.
Game five.
I
you
mean,
guys did.
maybe it's just me, but like if I'm a fan of something like a sports team or whatever, like or a sport in general, I don't dream about being Tom Brady. Like I dream about being like the random guy that just pops off for a month and like contributes to winning the
What's
Super
that
Bowl.
dude's name in basketball? He didn't win.
Allen Iverson.
The
Asian guy.
dude.
Jeremy Lin.
Oh, Jeremy
Yeah,
Lin.
like a Jeremy Lin
You'd rather be
story.
Jeremy Lin than Tom Brady?
Yes.
Right.
No.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
right.
rather be. I wouldn't rather be.
Yeah.
But I don't think like
You like that moment.
I'm not the
You
Tom
cherish
Brady.
that kind
I
of
don't think
moment
I'm the
more.
Tom Brady of anything. But I have had Jeremy Lin moments in other aspects of my life where I'm
Right.
like, oh, I'm cooking right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
Jeremy
Flow
Lin makes
State.
it like, damn, wait, I could do something great.
I could go 1-on-1 against Kobe
Well,
at my best. At his worst.
me
On a
and
bad day.
me and APG have known each other for damn near 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it took 20, like literally this time next year will be 20 years, which is fucking insane. Like playing matchmaking with each other or just playing against each other. And then I think you have finally attended your first event, late 06.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long fucking time, and it's crazy that we're both here. If you don't know, me and APG just recently started doing Halo watch parties. Basically doing the same shit Seth does with Call of Duty, but we do it with Halo. How have you enjoyed it, or what's your thoughts about it? Because, and I guess start with like, because you're now, I guess, retired. I guess maybe unofficially, officially, but what are your thoughts about, you know, the watch party and sort of breakdown of how you got there? Because let's just start with the year before, or how your Halo career was going, and then what sort of got you to where you're at right now.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna start. Let's start from when I got released from OpTic. How about that?
Okay.
All right. Let's start from when I got released
Let's start
from OpTic.
3 years ago.
Because it's kind of. Well, you said like
I've been waiting for this fucking opportunity, and there's
Yes.
a lot of shit to say.
exactly. I got a lot of stuff to get off my chest. It's gonna be a little yap moment. Okay. So I got let go from OpTic, and then I had a decent amount of like choices that I wanted to go like
Well,
team
let's
wise.
talk about that. Let's talk about getting released from OpTic, because it's a big deal, and no one wants that to happen.
Yeah, it was like shocking, but not shocking at the same time. It was like, yeah, we just got like a terrible placing, or it's not terrible placing, but we lost in a terrible way, and we got second. But it's like we did just win the event before, so there was like a little like thought in the back of my head, like, you know, maybe we stick together, you know, we can come back from this like we have from other like us downtimes in our team's history. But they wanted to make a change, and I was like, I was streaming one day, and then after I got off, Lunchbox texted me, and it was like, you know, could you get in a call? And I knew what was coming.
Damn, grown man lunch.
So I just literally texted back, and I was like, am I getting dropped? And then he just told me straight up, like, yeah. And he's like, and I was like, yeah, I'll still get in the call. I still want to talk to you guys. And they did it a very respectful way and, you know, mature way. And that's why I still have a good relationship with them and also OpTic, because that's the way that things should go, especially when you have that kind of success with a team. And, you know, everything, like some good things, they just don't last forever, and they got to end at some point. So, and that was just it was the end of our team's, I guess, tenure. And it was, you know, it was sad, because I do value that team very highly in my career. You know, I love that team. It's probably my best team that I've been a part of, especially with the accolades to match.
Yeah.
And just I really just enjoyed the fact that we were able to overcome our issues and be able to speak to each other in a mature way and understand our constructive criticism to constructive criticism to one another. And that's like a rarity nowadays. It's very, very rare, because most people, they hear somebody critique them and they just think that they're out to get them, or they have malicious intent, or they just might think they suck. But we were all on the same page that we all wanted to win for each other. We wanted to do it for the people to our left and right. And that's why I love those guys to, you know, forever, because that was a really important time in my life, and I wouldn't have been able to get to the spot I am in today without them and their help. So I'm very blessed to even be on that team and also be a part of OpTic and also win a ring for OpTic. I feel like when you join OpTic, that is your goal. That's the standard when you come here. It's like you see all these trophies right there. It's like, all right, you have to contribute to that. If you don't, then it's like, all right, well,
I tried. Thank God you clutched. I didn't even come close.
That was a different time period, though. That was a different time period. Because, like, even when I joined OpTic, I didn't know it was going to be OpTic, because we were Envy at the time. And then the Envy merger happened. And it was, like, at the same time that we were, like, Joey and I were going to move to Dallas. So I was like, you know, if we're about to be OpTic, then I can do the same thing I'm doing in Dallas from Florida, but I'd rather be closer to everybody and be, like, you know, central, and especially even location, internet wise. But
Right.
you know, it was the best move of my career. One of the best decisions of my life is just to come out here and just, you know, full send it. But But yeah, I got let go from OpTic, and then
Who was in the call?
all of them.
Oh, okay.
That's why I say it's a very respectful thing, because we were watching Cherish, and Cherish was saying that only the coach told him. So like I can see where he's coming from when he's expecting these like his brothers to be there all with him and to just like have a conversation, and, say their piece. And you don't want to burn bridges because you never know when you have to cross that bridge again.
Yeah.
So
maybe shit's different now, because I feel like back then it'd just be like one person would send the text and then you kind of just don't even speak. Yeah. But now it's like you're getting salaries, you're playing like cups every single weekend, you're scrimming every single day. Like it's kind of different. I feel like there is like a more close sort of brotherhood maybe with teams these days, or maybe not. Maybe it's just a more professional. Shit's more professional now. So when you do disband, you do kind of want to have that respect for players, for sure.
100%. That's why, like, even like Hector texted me, I think that was great as well. Like that meant a lot to me. It's just like the way that you do it has to be proper. You know what I'm saying? So I understood where Cherish was coming from, but they all were in the call. It was everything was copacetic. After that, every time I get released from a team, I just think about my next move. And in that time period, I was wondering, all right, do I retire? Do I want to keep playing? Because I'm still obviously good enough to compete. I just got second at Worlds, won the event right before, a few weeks prior. And so I was like, you know what? I want to at least play for a little bit longer. But I do know that at this point, I'm at the tail end of my career. I have enough self-awareness to understand, all right, you were just on the number one team, top two team, if you want to argue that. And now you have to try and compete with those people. But also I need to focus on the next 5 years of my career. I don't need to just think about the next year or even the next two, because your contract might even just be 1 year. People get, they re-sign after 1 year. Sometimes if you're lucky, you get a 2 year plus contract, but if that means you're actually valuable and you hold a lot of weight. So that was my main thought was, I still want to compete, but I need to make sure I do something right for my future, because I've been in this for a long time. I need to make sure I'm here for even longer, have more longevity. So, I had a couple options. One I never really spoke about, I think publicly, is Shopify. I had an offer from Shopify. Best Man hit me up. He really wanted me to join their team. It would have been Cycle, Mental, and I don't know who the fourth would be, but that was an option. And then the other option was Native, and it was Miquin, Collect, Neptune, and I. And I was kind of on the fence with Neptune just because he hadn't played in a while. I wanted to make sure that he was going to be a good teammate, come into Halo for the right reasons, you know what I'm saying? And unfortunately it just didn't work out, but I'm extremely happy to see his success now because he's come a long way. And he even texted me like a few months ago and was like, hey, I apologize for how our teaming experience went this year or this past year, because now I understand why you take it so serious, why you want to win, why you're this hard on your teammates. Like, I understand where you're coming from now. And at that point in my life, I just wasn't, I wasn't ready for that. And now he's obviously seeing a lot of success in COD. So he understands where I was coming from. And I just value that, even if we didn't have success on our team, but we have had it in the past, like in Halo 5. But that was our team. We had to let go of Neptune, picked up Barcode. And I'm trying to think of how to say this. Like, going forward after that, it was just like the past year, I would probably compare it to like Jordan to the Wizards, Shaq on the Celtics, or stuff like that. Like, it was like I had a lot.
That's how you felt?
That's how you felt?
You were Jordan on the Wizards?
No, just like that's how you like people look at it.
Gilkey and Miquin like that?
No, I'm just saying like I go for my
yeah, you're on.
My average placing was 2.
Yeah.
And then I was getting top 12/top 16. So it was just like, obviously I think that I'm better than top 12 and top 16, but our team just couldn't figure it out. Yeah. And I also just think that our team, I don't think that they had the same standard for themselves or us as a team as I did, or that I would look at them how I would look at my old OpTic teammates. I want them to be playing as much. I want them to take the same criticism. But it was just different. I don't think that they have ever had somebody on their ass as much as I would be. Just because I have, like, my only expectation is first. I don't want to go from first to top 12 and top 16. I'm pretty sure I said on my stream after I got let go from OpTic, if I could foresee the future, I would be retiring right now if I am going to get top 12 for a whole year. And what do you know? I got top 12 for damn the whole year. Yeah. It was terrible.
Actually, I think I do remember you saying that.
Yeah, it was terrible because I don't want to go out sad. That's the worst thing. I would rather go out with a second place or, first place, even better. But at least I know that I went out with some dignity, like getting a top 16. And then, like you were saying, I'm like officially retired. That's just like, terrible that might be my last experience playing on MAINSTAGE. So, yeah. But, I won't go too deep into like how or why we were unsuccessful that year or this past year. But
well, I think it even shows like your teammates I mean, Mickwin now, you guys tried to team together. Mickwin now no longer plays. Gilkey now no longer plays. Like, it just sort of showed where I think everyone was at in their life.
Yeah.
Like, you were kind of like, all right, let me make this one last thing kind of work. Try to force it to work. They were thinking the same thing, and then it's just like, oh, didn't work. All right, we're done. It's almost like the passion and the willing to fight and the drive, like, just wasn't even there in the first place. It was like, I hope this works. If not, back to real life.
Because, like, my thought process was like, all right, like, I have a lot of confidence in myself. Let me try. I wasn't like the leader of OpTic, but let me try and take what I've learned from that past team and instill it into these new players and instill it to my new teammates and try and get them to come up to the same level as me and same, I guess, thought process and look at the game the same way as I do, and just try and just, I guess, like I said, just be a leader. And
who was the leader of OpTic?
I wouldn't say like leader. I'd say IGL. I say Tommy and Matt. Because again, Tommy wanted to be the IGL. We had that conversation after Kansas City, and he, said, I want to be the IGL, and we obviously respected that, and we were fine with that, and we, let him lean into that bag, and we obviously found a lot of success, a lot of wins. But I'd say Matt was like right there behind him, because Matt is just naturally an IGL and naturally is a leader, especially with like out of game stuff. I'd say that's Matt, because he's like keeping the team in check, saying the shit that you want to be saying to your teammates to make sure they're on point and ready to go to war. So I value Matt heavily in that regard.
Bro, when Matt's on your good side and like hyping you up and believing in you, and this is gonna sound stupid, but even when we were playing the Spectre Divide tourney, and me and Matt's team won that thing, and I was like starting to play good, and Matt's beside me like looking at my screen, and he's just like, yo, oh my god, yo, what the fuck, he's shit. Like he's shitting. Like when you get that side of Matt on your team, it really does help.
Bro, he's my favorite teammate for a reason, and it's obviously
he's people's favorite. He's other people's favorite teammate. Like a lot of people pick him as
he just knows
teammate.
He knows how to win. I think
though.
there's a difference between a veteran and a seasoned winner or a veteran winner. I think that Matt is a seasoned winner, because you can be a veteran, like we were just talking about in the beginning. You can play for a while, but if you don't get that one win, then you're just not at the same tier as all these other people. And when you're playing with Matt in the finals, and you're like, when I'm outside smoking a cig with Matt before the finals, better yet, like what he's saying to me, like I'm ready to go. You know what I'm saying? And that's the one feeling I do miss just about competing, is just having that ready to go to war feeling. Like you're about to walk out to go play in the finals. There's people surrounding you. They're just chanting your name. Like I'm just looking like I'm locked in. I'm thinking it's a movie. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's one thing
really
I do
how
miss.
It feels.
Yes, bro. That especially with the green wall chanting your name, and like you'll be walking up on stage, they'll just be chanting APG, APG, and I'll just like that. I'll try not to crack a smile, and I'll just have to smile. There's a clip of me like hearing it, and I'm just like, I'm trying to stay locked, and they just keep doing it, and it's like zooming in on me, and I just like I just start cracking a smile. I'm like, I can't help it. But that's the one thing I do miss about competing, is just the dopamine of the crowd and just the close games,
the camaraderie of a team.
Yes.
Like it does, as corny as it sounds, it's like it does feel like you're like going to war together, and it's like
you have to.
If my like when it came tourney time, like me, Demon, Clutch, like Cloud, we fucked with each other all the time. But when it came tourney time, if they're making good fucking plays, I'm hyping them up. Like,
yes, bro. And I feel like I knew what to say to Matt, and he knew what to say to me, just because we're such close friends, to like activate each other. So like Matt, we'd have a conversation. Matt'd be like, yo, why don't you ever call me twin? And stuff like that.
That's fucking funny.
And I'll be like, if I call you twin on MAINSTAGE, you're gonna go crazy. He's like, yeah, you call me that on MAINSTAGE, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna start shitting.
I did not imagine him saying that.
Yeah, and then there's like, I forgot what event it was. It might have been Fort Worth. I started saying it, and he was going crazy. He went crazy at that event. So I was like, just certain stuff like that, just little stuff. Yeah, exactly. So like, there's some other stuff I can't say on the podcast. I'll tell you after. But no, Matt.
Call me the N-word.
Bro, you would get a different side of me. I'd be the best I'd ever play in my life.
That's what he said.
No way.
He'd be like, yo, say like say that. I'd be like, yo, should I say that? Get you church? He'd be like, yeah.
That's fucking
that's what I was gonna say.
Amazing.
But it worked. It worked.
I was gonna say that's the only other option. I said hype.
Yes, exactly. But it worked.
That is peak adrenaline.
That's great.
It worked, and that's why even like the last OpTic team, like last year, I feel like that was something that they were missing. Not to say like I brought it all, but I feel like that's something they were missing. Just like little stuff like that on how to activate Matt. Just like you have to be friends outside the game just so you can know what to do inside the game. And just like that way, it's not just straight business, and you're not just looking at each other as just business partners. You're looking at each other as friends, like having some fun up there. You have to have fun on main stage, or else you're just not going to win. Honestly, if you're taking it too serious, you're not going to win.
Yeah.
But let me think. That was like basically it about last year. I don't want to go too deep into it.
Yeah,
It was
so
just,
basically, you had a shitty season after being on OpTic, and basically your placement was second.
Yes. And then
won some events. Then, yeah, I guess you had a shitty year, and it was. Yeah, so after your shitty year, what was it? It was like, I think I'm just going to try to do some content, focus on streaming, and see what I can do with this.
yeah. So after last season, I still obviously had a lot of offers. Still was signed to Native, and so I was like, let me see what's out there. But also at the same time as when my mom got diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer, so I was like, you know what? I'm here in Florida. I was back and forth to Florida a lot just for the like the off season. Like that's when I was doing the Intel streams on my porch. But then I was thinking to myself, all right, I don't really want to compete fully while having to probably go back and forth to Florida. I take my mom to her chemo appointments.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me take the year off in the foreseeable future to make sure I am able to go back and forth and see my family whenever I need to, because the way that the tournaments are scheduled, you have to play an online tourney the week after the event. You don't have much time unless you're a top 4 team and can skip them, which I wasn't on. Like you have to be playing these tournaments. Like I had to miss PJ's wedding because there was an online cup that got moved to like his wedding date, so I couldn't even go because it was so crucial for us, especially when making worlds. So I said I'm going to take the year off, and this is when FaZe was going to do a collab, not a merger because it was just for Halo, but a collab with Native for Halo. So they were going to split the cost down the middle, and it was going to be the FaZe team, and I was going to be the coach of that team, and it was going to help Native as well because I was a content creator already for them, and I was going to basically just be a coach, and they would have to just pay one person. They don't have to go and get 2 people for content and a coach. So ironically, when that was like, that had been going, or it had been in the works since November, and then in February, when Native announced the merger with FaZe, or excuse me, the merger with Envy, that just took me by surprise, and I think it also took FaZe by surprise. And when that happened, they decided to go independent with the team because it just didn't make much sense to them to basically merge with 3 orgs or 2 different orgs. So FaZe decided to go independent, respectfully so. And that put me in a predicament, whether I want to go fully to FaZe and be their coach or stick it out, do content, and do the watch parties. But even before the watch party was an option, I was still debating on what I wanted to do. And that same day, I think, is when I had to make that decision. Like, I got the text to say, yo, do you want to go to FaZe and be their coach? And the same day you texted me and said, do you want to do the watch parties? And so that, like, I thought about it.
Crazy how it works.
Yeah.
That's insane.
So I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? There's not many, you don't get many opportunities like this. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like when that comes up, you have to kind of take it. And so, like I said earlier, I'm in the tail end of my career. I'm trying to think of what's next. I feel like if you're going to be competing, you should always be trying to make sure that you can transition into something afterwards, just whether it be coaching, casting, watch parties, whatever it may be. You want to make sure you build your brand up and make a name for yourself in that way. That way you can just do something afterwards, and you don't have to just resort to going back to normal life. And so
even if it's something just as small as like you do your streams and it seems like, oh, APG's just chilling, maybe smoking, he's yapping, but it's like I would tune into those streams and I'd be like, there's like, that's when I started getting watch party. Like, damn, yeah, I should do a watch party. Start talking to like these guys, like, yeah, we can do a Halo watch party for you. And I'm sitting there like, people in my chat, I think, mentioned it, and they're talking about like Ace and Flamesword because obviously they were both on OpTic as well, and they're both my boys as well. But I was like I've seen stuff with APG on his stream, just yapping. He's still in the scene, and I've seen clips, not clips, just like watching your stream. I'm like, that motherfucker can yap. He's passionate about Halo. I'm like, I feel like he would be a perfect guest. Obviously, I've known you for a long time. One of my best friends for forever. And I was like, even just like, it might not seem like it, but like these little streams that you were doing, I was like, I think like it's got to be APG. That's the only way this is
the only
work.
option.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's the only other fucking option. So
I appreciate that.
I mean, even while you were just doing, you're probably thinking it's just like, content creator, you're doing streams and shit, but I mean, sometimes, and I'm saying that for maybe someone else could be in a similar situation where the opportunity might not be in front of you right now, but like you got to keep putting yourself out there, and then an opportunity might happen.
Yeah,
I feel like that's sort of what happened.
Do y'all think the watch party went so well that TJ started thinking?
Yeah,
you think
Probably
so?
a little bit.
I think that. Yeah, I think that.
And the only third, I don't want a third.
Yeah,
the only third I think might
the only option for a third
would be TJ.
That's the only option.
Because TJ, he wanted to come on himself. Like, he texted me Saturday night and was like, yo, I don't think I'm going to be driving out there, but if I do, I'm going to come on the watch party. And I was like, all right, bet. And he came and he stayed the entire day.
Yeah.
So that's how I know he enjoyed it. And TJ don't be doing stuff like that nowadays. So that's how I know, like, he really fucked with it. So I do.
And he enjoyed it.
That is y'all are such a good, I mean, it's literally BTH. Y'all are such a good trio.
It's just that's why I think it works, is because it's just like natural. Like I am really happy, because you asked me earlier too, like what am I thinking about the watch parties, but like, dude, I'm just so happy to go to an event and have fun, man. Like, and just enjoy Halo, because last year was just such a stressful year. I'm getting terrible placement after terrible placement. You got to go in scrims might not go well. You got stressful VOD review afterwards.
Arguing.
I'm smoking. I'm not smoking to enjoy the high. I'm smoking because I'm stressed now afterwards. Like, it's a completely different. Like, when I'm rolling up that joint, it's a completely different joint that I'm smoking. It's completely different. That's stressful. That's a stressful joint when I'm going to bed. Like, instead of me just being happy, like a post watch party joint, I'm happy as hell, having a great day. Just now I'm smoking, I'm happy. But it was just different. Now it's like, I'm happy to go to events, man. I'm happy to watch Halo. I'm happy to talk Halo. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm doing something that I'm supposed to. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this is where I'm supposed to be right now, and God put me in the spot for, you know, this reason in this time period. So I'm having the time of my life, man. I'm having the time of my life.
Crushing.
I love, like, just talking, and I love that I'm able to be in a position to just talk, because I used to be mad quiet, used to be mad timid, shy, but now I've come more out of my shell, just being on camera more, speaking to more people, just a bigger audience, and I just like where I'm going. I like where we're, like, you know, just where this entire thing is going. Not even just myself, just BTH, and
just feels natural. It doesn't feel like any pressure.
Yes.
We have thought about, like, not really thought about, but I don't want, because people have said, like, yo, you should get this person, like, yo, y'all should get, like, Shyway to be a part of your thing, or Flamesword, or Ace, and I'm like, I'm down for them to, like, come on for a series or something and, like, hang out, but, like, I don't even want an official third. I feel like we both, when we are both very comfortable with each other, to where, like, we sit down and in front of Halo, like, we both know what we do best. And it's like, when it comes to Halo or breaking down something, like, you can go on for forever, and you know the drama, you know the intel, you know, you're friends with all the players. I know a good amount of them, but it's like, I feel like they might maybe have a certain amount of respect for me they know you, and then they maybe have a certain amount of respect for me just out of, like, from Halo, and then doing content, and like, oh shit, Maniac made, like, a name for himself sort of in this shit. So there's just, with the two of us, we can get good guests all the time, and when we don't have guests, we are enough to fill the dead space. And I feel like, I don't know, sometimes I just feel like if we had a third, and it's like, it's no offense at all to anyone, like, and anyone, we are willing to have anyone on the couch, but I just don't know if a third would work for us, like how it does with Scump, Zinni, Bose. Like, I feel like us two is perfect, and then
TJ would be the only option.
TJ is probably the only option, just because, like, TJ doesn't talk that much,
but that rotating,
but when
fourth,
he does, he's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. And he knows. I mean,
obviously knows.
One of the best players
top
ever
two of all
lived.
time. Like,
it's just good to have, like, a mix. Like, you gotta have a mixture of, like, funny stuff, and then, like, being able to lock back in and being like, all right, this is what's happening. You know what I'm
TJ
saying?
would be Scump, you would be Zen, and then obviously
something like that. Something like
You guys are clowns, bro.
for obvious reasons.
Oh my god,
you guys are clowns. But for real, the watch parties, like, I can't thank you enough, Nick. I really am grateful for the opportunity, man. And it's just it like I said earlier, it's just the time period of when it came. It's just like I was, like, at a fork in the road, and I was like, you know what, let me see where this goes. And the last event it both exceeded both of our expectations, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't expect it to go that well. I didn't expect people to be fucking with us that heavy, but, like, we turn on the stream, it's just nonstop, like, just people, just comments,
Like,
super chats,
negativity.
everything.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It'll come.
It'll come.
Wow, these watch parties suck now.
But maybe
y'all are boring as fuck.
Maybe like even if they do like say something like that, they're probably forcing saying that. You know what I'm saying? Just like a forced hate.
Has it helped out the stream? The personal stream?
Oh hell yeah, bro! Hell yeah! I haven't taken a day off streaming since I have been back in Dallas, because I came back to Dallas actually, like the week of the Kason tournament to coach FaZe. Like I was coaching FaZe, and then obviously the watch party came up, and I was like, all right, let me do that. But I was supposed to come back to Dallas to be coaching them at the tournament. I was like, yo, I'll coach you guys when I come back. I'll get some reps in. But then I was like, you know, when the watch party came up, I was like, you know, I'm gonna do that, and then I just been streaming nonstop. I've been saying like, yo, let me take a day off. But then like I realized that streaming, just like anything else, is just hella momentum.
Yes.
So
once you have it, you gotta take it.
You gotta keep going. And I've only had this type of momentum one other time in my career, and I'd say that is when I first started streaming out of here in the beginning of Halo Infinite, when I was just coming here every day to stream. And I stopped because I wanted to just focus on my craft and getting better, because I knew Matt is just lurking behind me trying to either take my spot or Ola's. So I just, you know, said, all right, let me take a break off streaming.
He really was.
He was.
There was a plan.
He was lurking.
Yeah, and I understood it. So like I said, I got a pretty good awareness, I think. So I was like, you know, let me take a step back. Let me focus on this. That way I can take these like month or two off of streaming, so I can have some more longevity in my career and just going forward. And it worked out. You know, obviously got Worlds and everything. I wish I didn't stop streaming. I wish I didn't. But I do know now that like I've been in that situation before, that I like, now that I'm in it again, I can't stop. I have to keep going. So I'll just turn on my stream to yap. You know what I'm saying? I'll just yap just about the team changes. Like I streamed like 3 times the other day. I streamed my morning stream, went on later, and then like for an hour, and then I got on later that night just because all the team changes happened. And I got like 500 people in there. All the pros are in there. They're shit talking each other. You know what I'm saying? I'm just chilling. I'm just being a mediator. I'm just like smoking. I'm chilling. And that's what I aspire to do, is just like have that ton of just relaxation while, you know, making content, and then people fucking with it. So it's been great, man. It's been great, and I'm just really excited for the future. Really, really excited.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Oh yeah, it's I mean, yeah, the watch party blew my expectations out, and we say this all the fucking time, but there's definitely. I mean, you say thank you for the opportunity, but like I don't know how I would do it without you. Like I don't know who I would. Like, I feel like it just has to be this. So in APG,
starting to get a little jealous.
Yeah, me and Hitch Halo watch party.
Oh shit, yeah.
I guess we
I'll
did.
come
Yeah,
on,
man,
like for sure. Yeah, that's all good.
No, Hitch meat suppressed.
Bro, somebody tweeted that when you tweeted us, and you were like, "Yo, I really like what you guys got going on. You guys got something special." Somebody's like, "It's giving jealous X." Like, what are you guys saying?
Yeah, I saw that.
Like, what are you guys saying?
Man,
Where's the, like, you guys just don't think about people supporting? Like, that's what people don't actually support their friends.
I mean, it's just great for obviously I want Nick to succeed, but it's great. I think it's great for OpTic. I think it's great for Halo.
Yeah, same.
I think it's like I think that what is it, LVT?
Yeah.
Like those guys are like really holding it down, but like you need the person from the community.
Yeah.
Not from the community, but you need that ex-pro that doesn't give a fuck. That can just have people on and be as casual as possible. Like you need that as well.
Yeah, I feel like there is something going on, and maybe it's just I've been distant from Halo for a little bit, but I feel like no one was talking about it unless it's like Worlds or something. Then people are interested. But like the regular season, it just seemed like, and maybe it's because I was outside of it, but it just seemed like no one gives a fuck. And now it seems like people are starting to. I'm not saying it's because of me, but like with LVT, with us, Shyway, a few other people that do watch parties, obviously the main broadcast, but now it's like Halo podcast, which Brad's probably now I'm gonna ask you to be a part of it. But like with all this little shit, like sort of coming, people are talking. People are starting to talk about Halo. People are starting to talk about this team and that team, and
which is good.
I feel like there's more talk. Weirdly enough, for a Halo Infinite Season 4, like you would think this shit's bro. At the end of Halo 5, no one gave a fuck.
None.
I forgot y'all were even playing Sanctuary.
Yeah,
I saw like
no one gave a fuck.
I saw like a VOD of Halo 5 on Sanctuary, and I was like, what?
Yeah,
I don't remember this at all.
It's literally like the last season, but it's like people weren't caring that much, and also there's a lot of team changes that have happened, especially like every single team has changed, you know what I'm saying?
Dude.
Which is a rarity. That's a really big rarity.
Yeah.
So, and also we're giving people a place to talk about these things, you know what I'm saying? People are going in our chats and they'll just be like, yo, what's going on? Team changes. Like they're looking at us for that information. And that's like the space that Halo hasn't, or what am I trying to think of? Just that's the one thing Halo hasn't had. It's just that place where people can go and talk, like a Twitch Reddit kind of.
I also think that the top 4 in Halo right now is so exciting.
Yes.
I mean, obviously us and Shopify is crazy, but like the other two, like when they play each other, like any variation of those 4, and then also like, what do you think happened with the Nemesis guys? They just perfectly counter us.
I think that they're. Like those are just like some of the best European players that just in the past few years, just in Halo Infinite specifically. I'm sure they've been great in other Halos, but just speaking about this game, and I think that when they come to America, they get like a 2-week boot camp. So they'll be playing NA teams, like they'll be scrimming like 3 times a day. I heard.
Yeah.
And I think they're back in NA. So like obviously they did really well last tournament. I think their org got them another boot
already
camp.
Back?
Yeah, I saw them looking for scrims. So they're gonna be prepared. I think that they're just their play
OpTic
style
versus Nemesis is now gonna be a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their play style just catches a lot of people off guard because they're only playing against their European counterparts usually before events. But when they come to NA, they're just mad aggressive. They're just catching people hella off guard. It's just just their play style, I think, mostly. And they're also just, like I said, great players. Great players.
Who do you think the first team change since all the roster mania is going to be? Like from the top 4? Has it already happened?
Top 4, I can see SSG and FaZe mixing. I don't know who. We talk about this on the watch party of like who from SSG and FaZe would you want to like mix together, and it's like, do you keep like a stellar eco duo and then pick up suppressed in Trippy or something, or is Falcated next up? Maybe risk it with him a little bit, but wait, you can't leave Lucid out. So so Lucid, Snakebite, but are they gonna clash? Like, is there something like with Lucid's tone? Did not sit right with Snakebite, and is that so? But he's so good. So okay, if we made a team with Lucid, who would we be? Like a Lucid, maybe a suppressed, stellar, but like their play styles don't really mesh. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting when that time comes. I'm not saying the time is gonna come, but if the time comes, it's gonna be interesting, like who is formed out of those teams.
I think that if SSG has a poor placement this next event, because they're not playing in these open cups, if SSG has a poor placement next event, I think that they'll probably start to try and make a team change, just because there's not a lot of time left for them to, like, I guess, regroup. I think they obviously still can do really well with their roster. I mean, if you look at that team on paper, they're probably a top 2 team on paper. Like, look at the accolades. They got 2 MVPs in this game. Like, they're all world champions in this game. Somebody has won a world championship on that team every single year. They just have a really big play style clash right now. I think that, they're just trying to figure out who's going to be that leader, because you have you have Eco and Lucid, both are their respective IGLs from their old teams.
There's low-key egos, like...
Oh, there's got to be some
Lucid,
ego.
like, it's like Lucid knows he's better than them individually, but like Eco's like, bro, I was just beating you every tournament last year. Like, let me handle. And Snakebite is like, but I've been dominating 15 years.
Why do you give PJ that voice?
I don't know.
That's what PJ's gonna watch that and be like, why do you make me sound like that?
Nah, shout out PJ.
It was just one was ego, one was accolades, and then PJ was like Rugrats.
But I've been dominating 15 years straight.
It's because like they're like all those players, they come from winning camps. PJ comes from a winning camp on FaZe.
Just
like SSG comes from a winning camp, or Eco Stellar come from a winning camp. Lucid comes from a winning camp on OpTic. Like they have to figure out one way that they want to play and buy into that, or one system. Like either like this person beats the IGL, or this person beats the support, whatever the roles may be. I'm just saying random stuff now, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like if you listen to the listenings, you'll hear like Tommy's still taking that assertive role, being the most vocal. I think Eco kind of taking a step back, but I'm used to Kevin being the more assertive one. And that's probably what Braden's used to too.
So all 3 of them are on the same team. Sorry, I get the rosters mixed up.
So it's Snakebite, Stellar, Eco, Lucid.
Holy shit!
Yes. So that's
oh my God.
Because when you look at that team, you're like, all right, somebody's gonna have to take a step back or change something up.
3 like from my understanding, at least from the outside looking in.
Yeah.
like IGL-ish
There's
like players.
There's a, I'm not going to think of the word, but I feel like if you join it's almost like if you join a college, there's a certain, this is how we run our program.
Right.
And like you join a team with Snakebite, this is how we run the program over here. You join Eco's SSG, this is how we run shit over here. You team with Lucid, this is how I run shit. I feel like that's 3 different college programs into one team. And then you just have Stellar again.
Stellar's just
meditating.
Well, Braden's like the most aggressive on that team. So I think that they're like, also I saw this during the Open Cup that they played in. They were trying to kind of speed up their gameplay and be faster, I think, to cater to Braden, because Braden's like, he's always the person in the front lines just running at you, 5ing you. And I think they're trying to, speed up with him. I noticed that just during their gameplay last weekend.
I think Tommy, he was so fun to, I want you guys' opinions on this, because I'm coming from like a spectator side. He was so fun to watch when the sandbox was just beautiful.
Right.
And now, typical esports, the pros have made the game boring. And now it's not as fun to watch. So why do y'all like the GAs and shit?
I think the GAs make the gameplay better. They make the gameplay better, but I think from a viewer's perspective, like a spectator perspective, it's probably shitty.
Bro,
it's probably mad shitty.
Bro, I don't think Tommy shot his BR season 1.
He was a King Sandbox.
I feel like the Mangler shouldn't be in.
The Mangler makes sense.
I feel like we should have stuff like a sword. If you
the
go
heat
into
wave, the heat wave should be in. The heat wave's fun as fuck
heat
to
wave
watch.
can just be OP.
I think the heat wave was okay.
I like the shotgun.
Yeah, I think the shotgun probably had, because the shotgun was an auto shotgun. You hold the trigger down and you could just like it doesn't take much. Like that's the issue with it. You know what I'm saying? But the heat wave, you kind of had to have some sort of skill with it. You had to.
Heat wave was fun to watch.
Be able to ricochet.
Heat wave
like
should
that.
maybe just like less bullets or.
I think that's a better
I feel
way.
I wanted to see the sword in, because just from a spectator, like of course it's gonna be like, oh my god, it's such a cheesy death. There's nothing I can do. But like from a spectator POV, you see someone with a sword.
Yeah, you want to take
like it's kind. If you get a double kill with a sword, like it's just it's another. It's
but
super
just
good
imagine
as a spectator.
Frosty with sword grapple,
thrust,
sword grapple, sword thrust. Like
I think the issue was, and I could be wrong on this, is I think you could run the flag and stuff faster when you have the sword. So if you got the sword out and you're running the flag, you're just you're going super fast. You know what I'm saying? And there were maps like Catalyst, you had to update the sword on. Yeah, but how long is that going to take? That's the problem.
How long is it? You can't really.
That's the issue, because like right now they just made changes to the maps to take out the shoddy because they realized nobody's using them. So they put a different weapon there, but that just came like I think in the past few months, and it's been GA'd for at least a year now. I'd say. Yeah. So that's the issue. Is like if 343 or HCS was able to implement these weapon changes immediately, like on a whim, then I think people would be more open to using more of the sandbox.
I think this. I mean, I think it's not boring. Like it's still fun to watch, because the most maps have something. I just don't think the shock rifle's fun to really watch.
Really, I like it.
Do you?
It's
like when they get a headshot, I'm like, okay.
It looks like it's really easy to use. Like when you're watching, it looks like you're just like it looks really easy. But I think they made it harder to use. I'm trying to think of the correct word. It wasn't
less like headshot magnetism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still like you can get really easy headshots with it. But it's like I think it's kind of necessary on a map like Recharge, because you need that kind of just balance. If not, the people are just going to be flying in nonstop.
Yeah. I like the shock rifle. I'm not.
So right now the sandbox is pretty much DMR start or whatever it's called. What is it called? Bandit starts, and then you've got BRs on the map. And then the little the commandos, and then the little pistols.
Plasma pistol.
The plasma pistol.
The plasma
pistol. And the Magnum
as well. The Magnum.
Yeah.
But they took out the Disruptor, which is like a shock rifle pistol essentially.
Oh, okay.
But it was because
I also like that gun on streets.
The beam.
The
beam
Sentinel beam?
Yeah,
Wait, not Sentinel beam.
No. I forgot about the Sentinel beam.
Forgot about that.
Holy shit!
The red gun. The red gun.
That's a 3-shot headshot.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I like
that's still in. That's still in, because that's kind of hard to use. I can't even lie.
That gun is. I never got good with that.
It's hard as hell to use.
And then there's some motherfuckers who are just so good.
Matt, every time Matt
Snakebite
has
loves picking that shit up.
I would be dropping that for all my teammates all the time. See Tommy over there,
fucking.
because I know he'd be happy as hell with it. I'm like, yo, you could take this. Let me go do
about
what I
the
need
Sentinel beam, bro. That's
the Sentinel beam.
But like even what you're saying about Tommy in the sandbox, year one, like that was him. You know, the sandbox. Do I think that it nerfed him? Not necessarily, but I think there's just like he has to adjust his way of play. You know what I'm saying? He's not able to just, because when you play with that amount of the sandbox, you are always thinking, all right, spawn up, there's a weapon, let me grab it. Let me adjust my play style mid-game to where I'm staying alive with this weapon, maybe getting a little bit more distance on the people I'm fighting. My teammates go in front of me. Like if I have a BR, I'm trying to, you know, take a little bit more long-range fights, you know, watch the crosses with it rather than being super up close with it, because it's more difficult now to use up close. So I think that just with those changes, he had to adapt and just kind of switch up his play style, and I think other people realize that too.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so maybe I think the sandbox year 1 was fun to watch because everything was so different. There was a purple gun, and then there was a beam, and then there was a sword, and then there was a shock rifle. But nowadays, it's all like the military. It's all like you got an AR, an American AR, and then you've got 2 other American ARs, and then a pistol, and then the only like fun looking gun is the shock rifle, and then the 3-shot gun on streets. I can't remember the name of it, but in year 1, bro, it was fucking everything was. You're using alien guns and human guns, and but then there was no like I like the maps that are like snipes going against each other.
That's what I like.
Like Pit.
I like symmetrical maps. Each team gets a snipe. Those are my always Sanctuary, Narrows, Pit.
Right.
Even now, like
Fortress or Forbidden?
Yeah.
Even
I think Fortress
what's
is
the
a
other
good
one?
map.
Forbidden. They kind of look similar.
I kind of
Wait,
like. I
no,
just
not
that,
Fortress.
those.
I think
my
Forbidden
favorite
is a good. Forbidden's a fun map in ranked.
Forbidden's cool. Fortress.
I don't like.
I don't even think
mode.
I've played Fortress. I need to start playing. Like I feel like I've dove back into Halo. I dove back into Halo, doing the watch parties. After the watch party, hopped on Halo, chatted a little bit. Then I was like, all right, let me play a few games. And I played like 2 games of ranked. Like I just finished my placement matches, so I'm not even Onyx yet. But I'm just like, bro, so bad. It's so depressing trying to play again. I'm so bad. It's like
the weird.
So
game
I'm just
to
like,
jump back into.
It's stressful. I played like 2 games and I'm just raging instead of just playing Minecraft and having fun. But like, I feel like a fake. And I feel like it'd be better for the watch party if, like, you know, you're searching in the morning, boom, Match Maniac and APG or something. I know you be playing, but
people do.
I feel like I gotta start playing again because I almost feel like a fake just using the prime time shows and the tournaments
and not playing the game,
not actually even playing the fucking game.
Yeah, I should play. I mean, I think what.
But I'm just so bad.
What Zuma does is he'll do like 8s, either 8s with his community or 8s with like old man 8s. I feel like, dude, if y'all ran old man 8s like twice a week, like that shit would be so.
I just don't know
fun.
who you could get.
There'd
There's
be people.
infinite
I've
amount of
two. I've seen like two.
No pun.
I've seen Ogre 1 and Ogre 2. I've seen the Ogres play. Clutch might be down, but then after that, like Neighbors sort of disappeared. T-Squared's back in jail.
T-Squared's in jail?
No, it's just like it's like a joke.
Oh my god!
Because T-Squared will like disappear, and people are like, "Where's T-Squared?" And the joke is that he's in
jail.
And that's sort of been like the last 10 years of.
Walshy might play.
Walshy might play, but like trying to get everyone on, and then
just get like a Discord server.
See, I'd rather us all. If we're gonna make that effort, let's get on Halo 3 or something.
You could get on Halo 3.
People would like that. People would like that, or viewers just like they would love that. Honestly,
bro, that shit would be. That
lunch.
should be so fun.
Yeah, just me, lunch, Roy, and APG versus Walshy, Clutch.
Goofy would too.
Goofy, best man
would play too. Like you gotta think about the coaches.
Yeah,
the coaches, Elamite, dude. There's literally unlimited pros in y'all's game.
Now that we're like brainstorming, it's like they're all coming out. Like we're just thinking of new names. Honestly, with like you like thinking about all the weapons that are currently in play and the weapons that aren't, it makes me realize that we got a pretty small sandbox now. Like when you just think about the precision rifles, there's not that much. Which honestly, I think that there should be probably 1 or 2 more weapons to just.
Like how many maps are there rockets on?
Solitude or not Solitude, is it?
Coliseum.
Oh yeah.
What's Coliseum called?
Origin.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Because Pit's still in the game?
No, they took Pit out. Pit was like the one map that is an older map that I actually really fucked with in this game.
I love that map.
Yeah, I feel like it worked for this game.
My favorite map.
It did.
I didn't in Halo.
Yeah, I didn't like Argyle that had like 2 snipers,
Yeah,
but
that
that got
was-
really, really stale, and that was in for an extremely long time.
That map is
That was
huge.
stale as fuck.
Yeah, it got really because there was no changes. Like what they'll do is they'll keep a map but make some changes on it. That way, it's just a little bit more fresh. You gotta, it changes the meta a little bit. You move the west from here to here, it changes everything. But on that map, they just changed like the equipment because the new equipment got put in the quantum, and that was it. That was it. They didn't try and make the snipers a different place, flags maybe a different place. I'm just saying random stuff.
What's weird? What it might be sacrilege, but the maps that I've never liked in Halo are like the zealot type map.
Midship?
Yeah, like midship.
You never liked midship? That's
Midship.
the greatest Halo map of all time.
Yeah.
And then like what's the map in this game that's kind of like that? Not like that, but like
I never fuck with Terminal.
you're insane.
Hitch just said he doesn't like midship.
I just never fucked. It all looks the same to me.
You got something against the
big
Covenant.
purple
Top
map.
purple,
You
top
got
purple.
P2,
And
P3.
the whole map's purple.
The most famous call out of all time. P2, P1, P2, P3.
Yeah,
Is that
one
where it comes
shot.
from?
yeah.
Dude,
So there's a pink tower, pink 1, pink 2, pink 3.
tower.
Or it's purplish, whatever color
It's
they did.
all- the
Whatever
whole map's
color,
purple.
whatever color they
What's
decided.
what's
to
the
do.
map with the camo in the middle on the in
bridge?
Infinite? There's a bridge and there's camo in the middle.
Recharge
Recharge?
Wait, no,
or
not
Aquarius.
Recharge.
Aquarius.
Yeah, Aquarius.
Yeah, I don't really like Aquarius either.
You got something against the aliens.
Maybe it's the aliens.
You got something against the aliens.
I like the alien guns, but I don't like the alien maps, man.
Because Aquarius is kind of like
those. Any
midship.
symmetrical map I fuck with.
Yeah, I think symmetrical maps are like that's my favorite, honestly.
I'm trying to think of non-symmetrical maps at this fucking point. I fucked with Behemoth in the beginning. I was like, this is a nice long distance. You gotta hit your shots.
I fucked with Bazaar.
That was the worst map in Halo history.
I loved that map.
The thing with Bazaar was it's just like it's the line of sights. Like
I tried to wallbang. That map's so COD pilled. I tried to wallbang with it.
Yeah.
like it's
I
like
got one shot and then I wasted a snipe shot trying to wallbang. I was like, what the fuck?
there's like 3 like lines of sight or 3 lanes. You got like the far left lane, which is shoddy. You got the right side, which is like the windows, and you got just a straight mid. And then like if you got the flag out, you couldn't do anything because there's just like there's buildings right in front of you, like you're in like an actual city, like you're in a village.
Bro, that map would be so fun on COD.
There's 3
Probably
maps
would.
like Live Fire, Streets, Recharge.
Live Fire is
Those are maps
amazing.
that aren't symmetrical, but they do really work for Halo Infinite.
I like all
I
3 of
hate
those.
Recharge.
You really do?
I just
I think
something
that- I
about
think-
it.
I
Everything's
think
a doorway fight.
I fuck with
I'm
Recharge
top.
heavy.
I'm top white. I'm looking top A in the doorway. I'm top fucking
Yeah, there's a
gold.
lot
I'm
of-
looking down gold pipes in the
lot of
doorway.
jiggling.
Like
Yeah,
everything's
that's
just
what I
a
don't like.
jiggly fucking.
The jiggling.
I don't like the jiggle peak that's come with the bandit. I just think that it's just I don't know. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
newbie. That and the ghost jump. I just feel like those are 2 things that just need to be patched or taken out. I feel like they give people that aren't that great an advantage in certain fights because they're just doing little easy mechanics. You know what I'm saying?
Ghost jump. I don't even like the G sliding off shit.
I like the G slide in this game, but I don't like the little the little turn away and
The
try
shoot,
and
shoot.
the shoot straight,
The
like,
shoot,
like the
sprint,
crackhead
shoot,
strafe,
sprint, shoot,
like-
sprint, shoot.
like
Is
that.
that what
I
people
like
are
that.
doing?
Motherfuckers are getting weird.
Are
with
they-
it.
they're
They're
like-
shooting, and then they're slightly sprint shooting against slightly.
because
So
they
it's just
they
and
look
it-
away to sprint.
If
real quick.
you hit it,
what?
if you
If you
hit
hit
that
it, it looks
shit,
crazy.
it looks clean
But
as
if you
fuck.
don't-
I
I
see
bet
Royal
you-
2 trying to warm up against bots doing that shit.
I bet you Wotum is good at it. Just
it might be.
back.
Yeah, probably
Flick
because he
back,
can
he's
flick real easy. Because that's the issue. Because you have
Yeah,
to play on a
might
high
be.
sense to be able to do it. Because you have
Yeah.
to look away real quick, sprint, and then look back. But I feel like if you do it, it looks crazy. But if you don't, you look pretty stupid.
Yeah,
I ain't
you
gonna lie.
look
'Cause you just
stupid.
you like it's because it's like you could have just kept shooting, but you just like looking away.
Is there a Halo map, or maybe we could save it for like an OpTic pod or something? It's gonna say like a Halo map tier list or something. I feel like we
Of
made
course.
we had to
y'all
have
should
done
definitely do that.
That's a really
that.
good idea.
Maybe save it for the Halo.
What's the best
pod,
map
though.
in Halo history?
midship.
Yeah, I would say midship.
It's either midship or like because you got to think
I
of
would say
one that's,
midship or sanctuary.
I was gonna say that too because you got to think of one that's like transcended different games. Pit is up there too, I think, because Pit's been in a lot of different games too. So I say Pit, but this Pit's just kind of standard. You
I
know what
really
I'm
like
saying?
Lockout, and that's not symmetrical.
Yeah.
I really like Lockout.
The Halo 5 map?
Halo 2,
Yeah.
and then it was also
Yeah, Halo 2.
Halo 2 anniversary.
it was in Halo 2, Halo 2 anniversary.
Oh, with like the okay, I know what you're
There's a
talking
window, there's a library, there's a top BR, there's a snipe tower,
about. Yeah.
there's top blue with a lift.
I liked Warlock a lot too.
Is that the thing that you could like shoot down the
Icicles?
Icicles?
Yeah.
That's
actually funny because I remember that happened to Miquin when I was teaming with him in H2A. Literally.
Oh, yeah. It was.
They shot the icicles down?
Yeah, Tuger did. We lost game 5.
Wait, Tuger shot him down and killed
Miquin.
Damn.
It's actually a crazy play. It was
The
crazy
goat.
play.
The fucking goat.
The fucking goat.
Man, that's actually a good idea to do the Halo tier list because even looking at these maps, there's not. Are these all the maps that are in?
We'll do one in the Halo
competitive?
pod.
Because these are.
These are just fucking infinite.
It doesn't look like there's that many maps though.
Live Fire is like the best map in the.
Okay, that's all the maps. Okay.
Oh
Damn.
my
I-
god!
Wait, that's all the maps in infinite?
Those are the infinite
But that's
maps?
all. That's all Halo maps because I see Waterworks.
Jesus. Ew.
What?
There's so all these maps are in Halo Infinite.
That's what it
Wow.
looks
I
like.
mean, but they're counting Snowfire as live fire.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because some of them like you play like live fire in a different playlist. They'll have different environment effects and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like I'll play the rig now in like a team doubles playlist, and that'll be like mad dark. There's snow, so I think they just make different changes based on the playlist. What is House of Reckoning? That's a crazy map name.
They're probably, bro. There's probably some playlists in Halo Infinite that we haven't entered. That's probably like low key.
Bro,
I mean,
y'all should play duo queue.
Yeah, we
Like, just
could.
play, like,
That shit would
doubles.
be fun to watch.
I'd be down.
I want to get into BTB. Like BTB is its
BTB?
own,
I used
its
to
own
love
community.
BTB.
Yeah, it's BTB people be going crazy. They be having fun, but I couldn't even. It's probably just chaos, overstimulating.
Let's
Yeah.
do like a fun stream where we play like Big Team Battle or something. I just haven't had fun in Big Team Battle since Halo 3, Halo 2.
I think this game is really fun in BTB.
Yeah,
Like,
I
that or
feel
squad
that's the,
battle.
that's the only I feel like side outside of competitive and ranked and shit. I feel like the Big Team Battle is like what's holding it. It's holding it down over there.
Yeah,
That's the only other like community it seems like.
because Halo has like 4 different communities, or maybe like even more. But I'm like, there's a SWAT community, Slayer, BTB. I say like doubles and 4v4 are kind of like intertwined. And then there's one other, Forge as well. So there's like different communities. That's why I wish that Halo
Fucking
Infinite
Forge.
was like fully done when it released, because imagine all those communities being able to play Halo Infinite at once. Like it can't, everybody got to play it just one by one, just at different times. Like Forge didn't get to do their thing until like a year or so later down the road. But Forge in this
Forge
game
was so sick when it released, but by the time
By that
came
time,
out-
the entire mouse and key community was out the door.
Yes.
Because it was unplayable.
yeah, exactly. That's another thing. And that was a huge thing about Halo Infinite, is like it's a new Halo game where you're able to use different inputs, and you can actually compete with these inputs too.
do we know if they've started another one?
Halo, like a new Halo.
Oh, the Halo?
I think that they are starting a new one, and that's why they did the little Unreal Engine announcement. But I don't know when it's going to come out. I'd say probably
Are we on
2027.
Unreal Engine?
Not yet. The new one's going to be. The new one's going to be on it. And that was like
New
their
one.
big like marketing tech.
Also, we had someone on the couch, Hoax, and we were talking about like what because they didn't have an org, and it was like, so what org are you guys talking to anyone or what? He was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yeah, we are talking to someone. Without saying too much, not going to tell you who, but like there's a reason there are some bigger orgs getting back into Halo during year 4. I was like, oh shit. I was like, damn, what does that mean?
Yeah, I remember you telling me.
Because I
that.
have no idea what that is. Could it be a BR? Is it a upgraded Halo like a
But
whole
if-
maybe Halo Infinite, but just a new engine, new maps, new mechanic?
It might even be something, but
There's no way it's like a Halo 6.
You're thinking
think
like
so.
you're thinking like exciting shit. It could be
a new
that-
update
It could be that like
patch.
Halo might be getting better like skin payouts and like ways to get like profit. Like
Yeah.
it might be better.
It
It might be something that simple.
I think that
Because
these.
there's actually esports that pay orgs for
Yeah.
people to play in their esport. So maybe it's something that simple, which is not nearly as exciting.
I think that
I'll wrap it
these
for a commish.
these orgs, they're like, I'm trying to go back to like Halo Infinite, or before Halo Infinite. So before Halo Infinite came out, I was on Sentinels with Snakebite, Lethal, Royal 2, right? And Sentinels signed us because they didn't want anybody else to sign us. And that's before all the partner teams came in, before people even knew what partnership was. But Sentinels wanted to be the first, and they got there mad early. Like this is early 2020, and partner teams didn't get announced, or people weren't looking at the partnered teams until like later that year. And then Halo Infinite didn't come out until later 2021. So I think that these orgs probably are coming in for the long haul and trying to be there when the new Halo comes out, and they have first dibs at partnership, because I knew that's what Sentinels wanted to do, and that's their best bet on also making some profit on in the game. So I think that there is something positive coming for Halo. I mean, I'm trying to be positive about it. Obviously, that would be good for us. Like, I don't want Halo to not succeed. That's the number one goal, is for Halo to be at the highest stage. But I wish there was also more transparency. I wish that we kind of knew what was going on. Like, even if I'm not allowed to say anything, I wish that there was some NDA signings or something like that, where I can know that this is coming in the foreseeable future. Like, I don't think there's going to be a Halo game next year, but I think there will be one in 2027. But I don't know when in 2027.
It's gotta drop with Forge.
We gotta hopefully.
It's gotta drop with Forge.
But then what if a new Halo comes? You're gonna leave, man.
No,
you're gonna start playing.
No,
fuck.
We've already had this conversation. I'm in the BTH watch party for the long haul.
But what about? Well, we'll see what next year has in store. Hopefully it's not. Now that we just got something started, we're gonna obviously finish out the year, and then hopefully next year there's something as well to keep going. But if a new Halo comes out, man, I'm worried that, because obviously I'm not competing. But if you get some big salary offer, or, I don't know.
I've seen that.
Hopefully this goes crazy and I can get something for you.
Thank you, I appreciate that. But I've seen that
all of us eat.
Yeah, we're all gonna eat. Yeah.
All of us.
All of it.
I've seen that story happen a few times in Infinite already, and I want to be able to be self-aware enough to be like, all right, it's just not the time for me. And say for instance, Snipe Down came out of retirement, started playing Halo Infinite. It just didn't turn out the way he was expecting, and he went back to Apex. I
feel like when he went back to Apex, it was slow. He left sort of at a peak in Apex, then he came back to Halo, then went back to Apex, and it was a little slow for him.
Yeah, that's the thing, is because once you stop, you lose that momentum. So imagine and also Miquin was working at 343. And then he decided to come back to Halo Infinite once he saw the salaries, once he saw the money that was being put in. And when you work at 343, you're not able to compete until a year after you leave. So say I left on April 20th. I'm not able to compete until April 20th the next year. You know what I'm saying? It's a year from that date. So Miquin waited a year. He was signed to Native as a content creator. And then that year was up. He started to compete again, but realized that he just didn't have the same passion or the same drive, and he decided to go and retire again. So, and no disrespect to him or Simon at all. Yeah. I'm just saying how it was. So I want to be able to look in the mirror and be like, all right, listen, you've been doing this for a long time. You're 30 years old.
Dang.
Yeah. Ain't that old, but
it is. No, when I think of you in formal as 30, it's fucking insane.
Matt's 30?
That is because I was 19 and they're fucking 16, 17.
Yeah.
But
even then, it never was my younger friend. We're and when you're in the gaming scene, it's just they're my boys.
Yeah.
Right.
It's age isn't even. But now it's
it's
we're
crazy.
Damn near. We're the fucking same age. We're fucking 30. It's insane. Dang.
It is. It's crazy nowadays when you think about it, because back in the day you wouldn't ever be 30 teaming with a 20-year-old or something like that. Everybody was within 4 years of each other.
17 to 22.
Yes, but now I could be 30. I was teaming with Collect last year. I've been playing as long as he's been alive. Damn near. He's 19 and 20, or he was 19 when we teamed. Yeah, I've been playing for 18 years.
That's crazy.
Playing longer than he's been alive. It's just that's it's crazy. It's crazy when you say it like that. It's crazy when you say it like that. But I have had my success, and if I didn't have the amount of success that I've had, especially in these recent years, then I'd probably be in my head being like, oh, maybe I want to go back and try and get the extra win. But I got my ring, I got my trophies. There's a couple over there. I don't really have too much to prove to the scene in terms of competitiveness.
At this point, it's all about just sustainability and enjoying what you're doing.
Yeah,
as long as you're making a decent living off of it.
Yeah, I got my wins. Now it's let me capitalize on that. What can I do with my brand to make sure I'm reaching my full potential, instead of just trying to keep chasing that? Because I've been in that spot before. I want to continue what we got going on now, because I know what it's like to just go and try and compete and then not be able to live up to your own standards, and that's what I had last year, and I don't want to go back to that. I want to make sure that going forward I'm in a good mental state. I'm happy. I'm enjoying what I'm doing, and you know, that's all that matters to me right now.
I think that's where we're both finding. To be honest, I think we're both sort of figuring that out. If you guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. I have a haircut at 1:30, but yeah. If you guys don't know, we started the pod late. If you guys don't know, APG, we started the watch party. Boom, was a banger. He then got offers from a top 8 team, declined it, and now he's getting offers from the HCS on the desk.
They're trying to steal your man.
He's staying loyal to the BTH community, the BTH watch party, because he is BTH. It's not my show, and he's a co-host. It's simply both of our shows. I don't know if I'd be able to do it without him. So,
thank you.
Yeah, man. The longer you, I need you.
You're invested.
I need you too.
Matt, could you go back to the docs page? Okay, last thing. Dramhack Dallas, May 23rd to 25th. Halo and Call of Duty in the same spot.
Same building.
You ain't seen that since MLG 2012 or something. Actually,
probably early.
Maybe 11?
Yeah,
I think
maybe
11.
earlier than that.
Maybe 2011.
I think it was Raleigh.
Tickets should be in the description. Discount code for using OpTic. Spell it the right way. Capital T, capital O, of course. Hex will come at you. And, yeah, we're going to be at Dramhack as well. I don't think they have us. I think LVT's taking our spot. beside the, but it's all good, man. We're going to have a banger event anyways. Come through, man. The COD guys, the Halo guys, your favorite content creator. Hitch will be there banging drums or something. I don't know.
Well, maybe
not banging, but he'll be there.
I'll be there, though.
I think we're doing like a meet and greet or something.
Are we?
Yeah. So, like, please come out to the event. Pull up, please.
Come to the event.
Yeah. Dramhack Dallas, May 23rd, 25th. Get your tickets. Link in the description below. Shout out APG for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
My brother for a long time, man. That's gonna do it for the Flycast. Matt, Craig, play the outro music.
Sir, see you guys at Dramhack.